What's up, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I want to break down what's happening with the overall markets. Just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I'm saying as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Moomoo link. If you deposit $100, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. If you deposit $2,000, you're guaranteed 30 in total, and the offer ends very soon at the end of March. Anyways, the market's going bananas right now. We're seeing a lot of news coming out. We got this little volatility move right over here after we got the JOLTS job report. Then we got this dump that happened as Donald Trump announced that he wanted to once again increase tariffs on Canada to 50% on steel and aluminum imports. So just keep that in mind. The trade war is continuing, and there was a lot of fear because of that as the market started to dip. But then the market saw a big reversal right back up. We saw SPY pump back up to 563. I mentioned that if we managed to hold above 560, we're looking for 560. We did touch that. And the reason the market all of a sudden bounced is because we got this news right here. Ukraine has agreed to a temporary ceasefire with Russia on Tuesday, that's today, as negotiators came to Saudi Arabia. However, Russia still needs to agree to the ceasefire for it to go into effect, so we're just waiting on them. So, as you could tell, there's a lot of news involving geopolitics that's affecting the stock market right now. As soon as that Russian news came out, or the Ukraine news came out, excuse me, we saw this like big pump. We're waiting for Russia's end on it, but for now, that's what the market's doing. But the thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is what's happening for tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be Wednesday, 1 hour before the stock market opens. We have the CPI report coming out. Okay, we're expecting core CPI to go down a bit to 0.3% on a month-over-month basis. On a year-over-year basis, we're expecting to go down to 3.2% for core. For all items, we want it to go down as well. So that's the thing. Okay, if you're holding anything overnight, I don't know what's going to happen overnight. Okay, is CPI going to cause the market to launch higher, or is CPI going to give us a rug pull? It depends. You never know what's going to happen. The market could have all kinds of reactions. We saw CPI be hot the last couple of times, and the market just pumped after it came out. There were other times when CPI came out and it was like, kind of cool, and the market still dumped. So there's lots of manipulation based off options chain and what these market makers want to do. If we get a bullish reaction after CPI, we could be looking for SPY to break past 565 into the 570s. If we get a bearish reaction, you want to see us hit 550 or below. It could go either way, so make sure you watch levels very, very closely. We'll see which way we end up going from here, so be very, very careful. And once again, if you're holding anything overnight, just be careful. For the QQQ, if you're bullish, if we get a good CPI and a good reaction, we want to see this thing break 480. If that breaks, I think we easily push for 45 plus. If we're bearish, you want to see us essentially lose 470 to start dumping harder. If 470 fails us, look for 468 and 465 and below. Could go either way, but it depends on CPI. The Russell, we want to see it break past 204 to really start going. Get back above that resistance. I'm looking for like 206 and above. If we're bearish, you want to see us lose like 198 to start dumping. We could go either way, so watch that very closely. But keep that in mind, guys. That's going to be very important. For ES, we have a bullish divergence, but I want to see this thing break past 56.50 for this thing to really start running for 57.13. If we end up losing 55.85, we could be dumping back down to 55.50 or below. For now, we are still looking decent. NQ, you want to see it get back above this blue trend line. So I have this blue trend line drawn out for a while. If we get back above the trend line around 19,700, we're looking for a push for 19,900, almost 20,000. If we end up losing 19,460, we're looking for a dump as well. Could go either way, but wait for CPI. Bitcoin's looking bullish. If this continues to break out, we're looking for 85,000 plus. If we lose 81,000, we could dump back down, but overall, we're looking quite good. Nvda has a nice accumulation right over here. If we manage to break out past 111 at the very least, if we get back above the 111s, we could be looking for 115 plus. If we end up losing 108, we could be dumping back down. Could go either way, but that depends on CPI. Tesla looks a bit more bullish, like it wants to base and bounce. You want to see it break 240 to remain bullish for the 250s. If we end up losing 229, I'm going to be looking for 223. And if that fails us, we could be dumping back down towards our lows of the day. So be careful with Tesla. Overall, it does look decent in terms of its setup, however. And then on top of this, I want to say that we are trying to base on Apple. I want to see us get back above 226 to really start pushing. If we end up losing 220, we could dip back down, but I'm going to be looking for some kind of reversal move. On coin, we look bullish. We're making higher lows right here. You want to see this thing break past 195. If that's the case, we're looking for 200 plus. If we end up losing 189, we could be dumping back down towards 182, but this is still looking more bullish. Amazon looks bullish. You want to see this thing break 200 to really start pushing. If we end up losing this support right here at 193.5, I'm looking for a retest of the lows depending on CPI. Meta could be looking for this gap fill all the way up to about 623 if we continue to break out. If we lose support right here, if we lose the structure right here, I could be looking for us to dip back down to this lower gap towards 587. So it could go either way. Microsoft is in the middle. You want to see it break past 386 to really start going. But if it loses 377, we could be dipping again. Google has a bullish divergence. If we break past 168, we're looking for an attempt to push for 172. If we end up losing 164, we're looking for a dip. So I'm going to be watching this as well. With that being said, guys, the VIX has gaps to fill below. So keep that in mind. And the last thing I just want to say is that the market is doing a decent job at holding up for now. However, whether or not we get a big bounce depends on CPI. So if you're holding anything overnight, this is your last warning. Also, don't forget that lots of things involving geopolitics are affecting the markets. Two more things, or at least three more major things are coming out. Actually, maybe four things, right? We have CPI, PPI. Then we also have the potential government shutdown to be avoided with another funding bill that's going to be spent. And then we also have finally a possible peace agreement, or at least a temporary ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine for about 30 days. So we'll see if Russia agrees. If they do, that could also be another catalyst. So those are all the catalysts coming out affecting this market, causing lots of volatility. The main one for now, however, is going to be CPI heading into tomorrow. So just pay attention to that and we'll see how that affects us. So keep that in mind, guys. That's going to be very, very big. So get ready. So we'll see what happens with CPI heading into tomorrow and also Donald Trump's tariffs that could be coming out and all that. I'll give you guys more updates later on. Until then, I thank you all so much for listening. Have a good one and peace out.